Coming up, the Cal Poly class of 79 had a very honored alumnus come to campus over the weekend.
And hundreds of students and faculty quickly came together for a last-minute protest against transphobic and racist comments on Dexter Lawn.
The Little Prince, a popular French novella, is coming to Spanos Theater over the next 2 weekends.
Broadcasting from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to this special 30-minute edition of Mustang News. I'm Tom Nork.
And I'm Alexa Bruington. Mustang News starts now.
The Cal Poly College Republicans Club created a free speech wall on Dexter Lawn for anyone to write anything they want. Cal Poly students and faculty united together last night to protest after some students wrote offensive comments on the wall. Allison Royal has the story.
When I first came to Cal Poly, my mom told me the white kids are going to treat you like this, the other kids are going to treat you like that, they're going to say this, they're going to say that, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. I thought that she was over-exaggerating, but I'm a third year now, and in my 2.5 years at this campus, I've experienced everything she has ever told me about.
But there needs to be more people that care about this, and more people willing to take action about it, because these kinds of things, they happen on campus every day. I hear these comments made. I see people acting hatefully, and nothing's being done, or what is done isn't enough.
I identify as non-binary, and one of the comments on there was that you either had to choose male or female as your gender identity, and everything else was invalid, and I felt attacked by that, and I felt unsafe.
My reaction was that I just wasn't surprised. Definitely disgusted, but not surprised.
I felt like something still needed to be done, that a conversation still needed to be started about this, or else it would have been swept under the rug and nobody would talk about it.
As soon as we speak out against it, I'm the angry black woman, or they're being too upset, they're being too sensitive, they have a chip on their shoulder. I don't have a chip on my shoulder. You clearly have a chip on your shoulder because you can't get over the fact that I'm black, I'm strong, and I'm smart. You can't get over the fact that there's Latina, there's Asian, there's LGBTQIA people who are strong, smart, independent, doing things, and we may be doing more than you, and you're afraid of that, you're scared of that, and it's like that's what you need to deal with within yourself.
Everyone on this campus can have a stake in bringing change.
The Cal Poly College Republicans did not respond to our emails requesting comment. Student organizations plan to come together for another protest this Sunday at 3 p.m. in the UU Plaza.
The journalism department welcomed back one of their most successful graduates this weekend to give insights to current Cal Poly students about his experience in news. David Curley is a senior transportation correspondent for ABC News based in Washington, D.C., and contributes regularly to all ABC newscasts. While he shared his insights to students from nearly 30 years covering the most important news stories of our time, including presidential campaigns, natural disasters, and the war in Iraq, Curley also emphasized the impact Cal Poly's education had on his career.
But I don't know that he understood how much this program and this university prepared me for what I would do at ABC News for the past dozen years.
Curley was also given the honored Alumni Award during Cal Poly's football game Saturday night.
The Theater and Dance Department is presenting The Little Prince, a play based on a popular French novella by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The play begins with a plane crash in a desert where a pilot befriends a little prince. The actors portraying the little prince and the pilot are working hard to prepare for the show.
We've been working since the beginning of the quarter, and we have rehearsals 5 days a week. So we really worked hard on this, and we're really excited to show it.
Live performances of the show will occur over the next 2 weekends, November 12th through the 14th and the 19th to the 21st. All shows begin at 8 p.m. in Spanos Theater. General admission tickets are $20, and student, faculty, children, and senior tickets are $12.
A Pulitzer Prize-winning author wants young Americans to know about the life-threatening journey that thousands of people take to migrate to the United States. Sonia Nazario spoke in Chumash on November 9th about the little-understood immigration and refugees crisis between Central America, Mexico, and the United States. She presented the story of her most well-known piece, Enrique's Journey, a true story of the life-threatening trip a young boy took out of his home country of Honduras to find his mother all the way in San Diego, California. She also touches on the overall immigration issue in our country.
We're seeing a huge influx of refugee children and women from Central America, much like people fleeing Syria. They're fleeing violence, and there's been very little attention given to that.
The story of Enrique's journey is about just one out of the tens of thousands of children that attempt to enter the United States each year from Central America and Mexico to reconnect with their families who left for the U.S. in hopes of sending money back home. For more information on Nazario's work, you can visit enriquesjourney.com.
And classic hair rock can be heard outside the lab of a unique student who plays by his own rules. Third-year engineering student Luke Hauer has total control over everything in his lab, including the music. Hauer was given access to the space after he and another student pitched their idea to the biomedical engineering department. Their aim? Create an electric motor out of nylon wire.
Here's this thing that does exactly what you wanted your other motor to do, but I chop your weight in, what, 1/100th of the weight?
After winding the fishing line, as Hauer called it, into a coil, a current is run through the wire, which makes it contract even under extreme weight.
So we got one here that was already spun. So this is one we just spun. This one's been spun for a while, so we can give that one a shot.
Hauer started the project in order to offer a new solution for dangerous heavy machinery.
When you have something that can lift 5 times what that motor can, but it weighs 1,000th of what it weighs, and it can't hurt anybody. It's light. You know, I think it's a beautiful thing where you can take a lot of risk out of a lot of things. Mostly in manufacturing, I think there's a lot of space for this.
And Hauer says they should have a working prototype before the end of winter quarter.
Coming up, you can now look forward to seeing more green on Cal Poly's campus.
And journalists and protesters clash at the University of Missouri. Find out why after the break.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Cal Poly is looking a lot greener as it hosted its first fall Arbor Day tree planting ceremony on Tuesday.
This is a fabulous day to be named Tree Campus USA.
In recognition of its selection as a Tree Campus USA by the Arbor Day Foundation, Cal Poly was honored with a ceremonial tree planting on Tuesday, November 10th.
Thank you for all the great work here on campus, and congratulations on becoming a Tree Campus USA.
Cal Poly has in excess of 6,600 trees in campus core and 545 distinct species, which makes it extremely diverse.
So this is an incredibly diverse collection of trees. It's valued at over $15 million, and it rivals any other campus in North America for the diversity of species.
During the ceremony, officials planted a Queensland quarry pine by Baker Science, where rare conifers are planted.
When we plant a tree here, it's an expression of our love for our campus, of course, but also for the environment.
Being a Tree Campus USA celebrates the size and diversity of trees on campus. Some notable ones include the Founders Tree, a valley oak planted in 1906 by Cal Poly's first graduates.
It's a tradition that on Arbor Day a new tree is planted, and today we're continuing that tradition that was started at Cal Poly in 1908 with the planting of our Founders Oak down near the stadium. And if you all didn't get a chance to see this, we actually have the shovel that was used in 1908 to plant that original tree right over here.
Following the ceremony, Ritter, a renowned expert and author on trees, led a 45-minute tour of 20 remarkable trees on the Cal Poly campus.
Redwoods, meaning they lose their leaves every year, are Chinese dawn redwoods. So those are
Ritter says that the faculty can use these tree plantings for educational opportunities for generations of students to come.
The Cal Poly chapter of Engineers Without Borders headed out to the United Nations headquarters in New York. Students Chris Apple, Dan Hornet, and Kimmy Pugel attended the 7th Annual Millennium Campus Conference with over 400 delegates from 50 countries leading the way in international development. The conference focused on the 17 new Sustainable Development Goals the UN unanimously adopted.
It was really incredible to be surrounded by everyone who's so passionate and so accomplished already. It felt like really anything could happen. It was really amazing.
The conference featured workshops, panels, debates, keynote speakers from around the world. Engineers Without Borders selected 15 students to represent the organization, 3 of which were Cal Poly Mustangs.
An ethnic studies student has won a prestigious award. The CSU Trustees Award is a scholarship given to 1 student per school in the CSU system. Mario Espinoza, a 4th-year transfer student, was the sole Mustang awarded the scholarship over the summer. In order for a student to win, they must first be nominated and then submit an application, which includes a video about the student's life.
Maybe this award makes me stand out as being an award that is only awarded to 1 student within the campus on like an institutional level.
Students receiving aid with strong character, an outstanding academic record, and the most financial need are eligible for the award. Espinoza went to a conference in Long Beach and met with Chancellor White and President Armstrong. He says he did not expect to receive the scholarship and thinks it has given him confidence and will eventually help him in grad school. The Cal Poly Dairy judging team is looking forward to their next competition after bringing home 12 awards last weekend. Team members Matt Ruby, Tony Lopez, Annalicia Lewis, and Amber LaSalle went to Louisville, Kentucky for last weekend's competition. The competition included judging 3 types of cows: Guernseys, Holsteins, and Jerseys, and giving reasons for how each cow was placed. 3rd-year dairy science major Matt Ruby got 6th place in reasons, 3rd place in Guernseys, Holsteins, and Jerseys, and 8th place overall individually. 2nd-year dairy science major Tony Lopes placed 3rd in reasons, 1st in Jerseys, and 7th place overall individually. Collectively, the team placed 3rd in reasons, 3rd in Guernseys, 2nd in Holsteins, 1st in Jerseys, and 4th highest team overall.
Our viral video this week showed a University of Missouri communications professor ordering a student photographer to leave a public area at the state-funded school. Student journalists were trying to cover students protesting how the university has handled racial incidents. However, the journalists ran into Professor Melissa Click, who ordered the journalists off the public property. In addition to the professor, the student protesters did not want journalists there either. The professor then began directing students to form a human chain to block the journalists from doing their job. Professor Click, who saw herself on this now viral video, says in a statement, she's sorry. In addition, the dean of the Missouri School of Journalism confirmed that Click resigned her courtesy appointment with the School of Journalism. However, she remains employed as an assistant professor at MU's Communications School. Some students have packed away their razors for the month of November, and Cal Poly's facial hair fanatics are rejoicing. Reporter Claire Knapp has the story.
Every year during the holiday season, people come together to raise awareness and support for cancer patients. I talked to some Cal Poly students about No Shave November and what it means to them.
Now, there's a lot of pretty nice beards out there, some funny beards, and some that are interesting. But how easy is it really to grow the beard that you want?
I'm not participating in No Shave November because I'm single and I don't look that good with a beard because it's red.
I did it last year. Didn't work out too well because I couldn't really grow out a beard fully.
I don't grow much facial hair. I'm just a little boy, so I can't participate. But if I could grow facial hair, I would 100% participate.
Honestly, I usually stand in front of the mirror for about 5 minutes every day and just kind of, that usually does a trick.
No Shave November is something many people have heard of, but it turns out a lot of Cal Poly students don't know what the movement is for in the first place. I asked some students if they know what cause No Shave November supports.
It's for a good cause, I hope.
Actually, I do not.
No, I don't.
No Shave November is a movement to raise awareness and support for people who are battling cancer. I asked students if knowing this might affect their decision to participate next year.
I think I'd be more willing to participate, to be honest, knowing that it's for something more than just growing out your beard for fun. I feel like I'd be more willing to do it.
Yes, it would, if I'm a little more of a man next year.
I'm not going to shave.
Claire Knapp, Mustang News.
Coming up, rain may be coming to the Central Coast.
Allison Edmonds has your weather after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver. The one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Good afternoon. We're going to take a look at the weather today along the Central Coast. Today it's sunny and clear with some wind, and there's some chance of rain later in the weekend, mostly coming in Saturday night into early Sunday morning. And there's mild temps in the mid-70s for the remainder of the week. So today in San Luis Obispo, we have a high of 73 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to get a little warmer with a high of 77 and a low of 42. Saturday is a high of 76, but there's about 60% chance of showers later in the evening. And then Sunday we have a high of 66 degrees with showers throughout the day. And Monday it starts to warm up a little bit with 67 degrees and a low of 36 degrees, which is the lowest we'll get all week. Now North County temperatures for today, we have a high of 65 in Paso Robles and also in Atascadero with a low of 32 and 33 degrees in both of those places. We have a high of 63 in Creston, 66 in Santa Margarita, and 70 down in San Luis Obispo. In South County, we have a high of 72 up in Arroyo Grande. Starts to cool down a little bit, as we see in Napomo and Guadalupe, with 68 in Napomo, 67 in Guadalupe as the highs for today. Santa Maria in the inland a little bit, high of 69. Orchid, high of 70. Down at Vandenberg, we have a high of 71. The beaches, looking along the coast, we have a high of 66 degrees in Cayucos and Morro Bay. Moving on down the coast, a high of 73 of the Avila Beach, which is the warmest of the coastal temperatures. High of 72 in Pismo and a high of 69 in Oceano. That's all the weather we have for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
And coming up, the Cal Poly women's volleyball team is looking to add on some wins to their already strong record this weekend against two Southern California teams offering some tough Big West competition.
And Cal Poly cross country is heading to Seattle for a chance at qualifying for the national championships.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you. Freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
I'm Clara Knapp here with everything you need to know about Mustang athletics. The Cal Poly women's volleyball team is going on the road for a pair of matches after splitting a pair of home conference matches last weekend. The Mustangs are traveling to UC Riverside and Cal State Fullerton this weekend as Big West play resumes. They have a 17-6 overall record through the season's first 23 matches and have already defeated the Highlanders and the Titans this season. Game time is set at 7 p.m. on both Friday and Saturday, with the match on Saturday, November 14th, being broadcast on ESPN3 at Cal State Fullerton. 5 different Mustangs scored on Saturday night as the Cal Poly football team broke their 3-game losing streak with a 36-14 win over Sacramento State. The Mustangs ran the Sac State Hornets into the ground with 366 rushing yards, while Sac State only had 35. Chris Brown threw for 2 touchdowns and 95 yards on the night, tying his season high. The Mustangs continued to dominate, running in 3 more touchdowns before the final whistle. The Cal Poly's defense stepped up with 4 sacks, tying their season high. The Mustangs are now 3-6 on the season going into their rivalry game against UC Davis.
The matchup's tough for us because they play power physical football, and we're not the biggest team in the United States. We understand that, but we do pride ourselves on the toughness factor and the speed factor, so it's going to be probably their power, hopefully, against our quickness and speed.
Cal Poly football travels to Davis this Saturday, November 14th, for the annual Battle of the Golden Horseshoe. Davis's record for the year is 1-8. The Mustangs look to end their road season riding high and come home with a win. Game time is set for 2 p.m. Expectations are high for the Cal Poly men's basketball team this season. With a successful exhibition game against San Bernardino on Thursday, November 5th, the team is off to a strong start. Cal Poly will gamble with their luck as they take on UNLV on Friday the 13th for their season opener. The team will continue on to play inside Poly Pavilion on November 15th as they take on the UCLA Bruins, looking to start off the season strong against both of these powerhouses. The first game of the two-game road trip this weekend starts at 7 p.m. on Friday at UNLV. The Cal Poly women's basketball program is set to open their season against Texas A&M Corpus Christi in the Lone Star State on Friday, November 13th. The Cal Poly women's basketball team is predicted to finish third in the Big West Conference this season, after 7 consecutive seasons of finishing in at least the top 3. The Mustangs have also added 9 new underclassmen to their roster for this season. The game on Friday will be a rematch of a 63-48 Cal Poly win last season against Corpus Christi. It will begin at 3:30 p.m. in Texas. Cal Poly men suffered a loss at CSU Fullerton that knocked them out of the Big West tournament. The Mustangs lost the Big West semifinals game 3-1 after an early goal by Mustang freshman forward George Grode. The Titans scored 3 unanswered goals, 2 in the second half, and Cal Poly was eliminated from the Big West tournament. There's no shot at a championship game anymore, but there's still a chance that the Mustangs will make it into the NCAA tournament. Cal Poly soccer had a successful season and finished 5-1-4 in conference. Coach Sampson says this should be enough for the Mustangs to qualify for the NCAA. The team will find out if they've been selected as one of the 48 programs to compete in the NCAA on Monday, November 16th. After a first and second place team finish in the Big West cross country meet, both the men and women's cross country teams are looking to qualify for the Nationals this weekend. This Friday, November 13th, the teams will be racing in Seattle for the West Regional cross country meet. Scoring is based on a point system, and the first full teams to finish will automatically advance to the national championships. Peyton Bilo and Garrett Migliosi will be key players after receiving Freshman of the Year awards for both the men's and women's teams. For live stats and NCAA qualifying criteria, head on over to gopoly.com. That's all the Mustang News sports action for this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
And coming up, find out what KCPR has in store for students tonight.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
KCPR's quarterly open mic returns tonight at the Pack Pavilion. Throughout the night, you can enjoy performances from Cal Poly's finest musicians, comedians, artists, and performers. The event is free to the public and will be broadcasted live on Mustang News. Doors open at 7:30 and the event starts at 8 p.m. Make sure to get there early to get a coveted couch spot. And that's all we have for today's show.
You can check mustangnews.net or watch us on Charter Channel 2 or UHTV Channel 4.1 for continuous updates. I'm Tom Nork.
And I'm Alexa Bruington. Have a great day.